Okay, next is asymptotes of the hyperbola. Now what is the asymptotes? Asymptote is a line which touches the curve at infinity, okay, or whose distance from the curve become 0 when point moves to infinity. I am writing the definition. See, line whose distance from a point P lying on hyperbola is tending to 0 as point moves to infinity. Okay, line whose distance from a point P lying on hyperbola is tending to 0 as point moves to infinity. It means distance tending to 0 when point moves to infinity. It means tangent at infinity. Okay. So see, for example, if I take any curve, this is the curve y equals to 1 by x. Now for this curve, x-axis and y-axis both are tangent at infinity. Okay, now if you move at infinite distance, then this line touches this curve. If you move at infinite distance, then this line touches this curve. Okay, so these two are asymptotes for this curve. Similarly, suppose this is the curve, actually this is the curve of 10x now. For this curve also, this line touches this one at infinity, this one also touches this one at infinity. So these two are asymptotes for this curve. Okay, so asymptote is simply a line which touches the curve at infinity. Now what you want? We want asymptotes for the hyperbola. For hyperbola, okay. Suppose this is the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1, and you want asymptotes for this hyperbola. Okay, now asymptotes are line which touches the curve at infinity. Okay, like this one, if I draw a line like, now this is not asymptote, this is the secant now, because this intersect the curve at this point. Okay, so touches at infinity, it means you will get line like this. Okay, which touches this curve at infinity. Okay, na? It means if you solve both, then you will get roots at infinity, because if you solve any two curve, what you will get? Point of intersection. Okay, for any asymptote, point of intersection lies at infinity, it means roots are infinity. Okay, so first I am assuming. Now what do we want? We want asymptote for the hyperbola. So let y equals to mx plus c is an asymptote to hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay. Now if this is the asymptote for this hyperbola, then this must touches this curve at infinity. It means point of intersection lies at infinity. If point of intersection lies at infinity, it means roots lies at infinity when we are solving this one. Okay, so solve these two equations to get asymptote. What we want? We want condition for m and c now, so that this line become asymptote for this one. So solve both. If you solve both, then put value of y, then what we are getting? X square by a square minus y square, y equals to mx plus c, mx plus c whole square by b square equals to 1. Okay, take LCM a square b square. Now write this quadratic equation in standard form: ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Coefficient of x square, here you will get x square into b square, here also we have m square x square plus c square plus 2 mcx into a square. So if I rearrange this one, then you will get coefficient of x square as b square minus b square minus a square m square. Now coefficient of x, what we will get after taking LCM, finally you will get this one. Coefficient of x is minus 2 m c a square x. Okay, and constant term you will get that a square c square minus a square b square equals to 0. At the end you will get this one. Okay, after solving. Now actually when we are solving these two curves, what we will get point of intersection. But if this line is the asymptote for this curve, then this must touches the curve at infinity. It means root lies at infinity. Okay na? It means both root of this quadratic equation must be infinity. Both root of this quadratic equation must be infinity. And what is the condition of infinite root? Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. In this one, if a and b both are not equals to 0, sorry, in this one a is not equals to 0, then you will get root like one is the, if a is not equals to 0, sorry, what you want? You want condition of infinite root. If a equals to 0 and b equals to 0, then there is no real root and c is not equals to 0. Okay, if a and b equals to 0 but c is not equals to 0, then both roots are not defined, it means infinite. Okay, quadratic equation are so always we have root. This is the condition of infinite root. So a equals to 0, b equals to 0 and c is not equals to 0. Actually now if this equals to 0, this one equals to 0, c, put 0 plus c equals to 0. Now c is not equals to 0, not satisfying. It was no real x, no real x, it means not defined. Not defined, it means infinity. Okay. So for infinite root, conditions is b square minus a square m square equals to 0 and 2mc square equals to 0. Okay, now from this one we are getting value of m square. M square is equals to b square minus b square by a square, b square by a square, and m is equals to plus minus b by a. Okay, m is equals to plus minus b by a because m square equals to b square by a square. Now see in this one a square can't be equals to 0, m can't be equals to 0 because m square is b square by a square and a square and b square both from hyperbola na, those are not equals to 0 na, b square and a square can't be equals to 0, m can't be equals to 0 because m equals to b by a. So only one thing is remaining, c, it means c must be equals to 0. Okay, now we are getting value of m and c for the asymptote. M is equals to plus minus ba, it means we have two value of m. If you have two value of m, it means we have two asymptotes. Okay, and c is equals to 0. So I am writing, 1 minute, can I write this part? Okay, c. So asymptote y equals to mx, mx is plus minus b by ax, mx plus c, c is equals to 0, it means this one. So what we are getting? We are getting that y equals to b by ax and y equals to minus b by ax. These are the asymptotes for this hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1, and actually both are passing through origin. If I draw y equals to mx for now, so passing through origin, y equals to b by a, b and a both we are taking distance now, semi conjugate and semi transverse and semi conjugate axis. Okay, so this one is positive, slope is positive, you will get line like this one. This is y equals to b by ax, first asymptote, and second one is y equals to minus b by ax. You will get this one, y equals to minus b by ax. Okay, so for hyperbola asymptotes are y equals to b by ax and y equals to minus b by ax. Okay, it is clear? Can I have? Okay, now some notes. First one, these both asymptote passing through origin. Actually origin is center of the hyperbola. Okay, it means both asymptotes intersect at center of the hyperbola. Okay na, both asymptote intersect at center of the hyperbola. Okay, second point, actually equation of the hyperbola is x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. This is the equation of hyperbola. Can you find the pair of asymptotes? Equation of pair of asymptotes. See, this can be written as x by a minus y by b equals to 0, and this one is x by a y by b plus y by b equals to 0. Okay na, y equals to b by ax, y equals to minus b by ax, both are asymptotes. Find pair of asymptotes, multiply both now to get pair of line. Okay, if you multiply these two, what you will get? A minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square, x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 0. This is pair of asymptotes. Okay, or simply pair of asymptotes. Okay, and x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to minus 1. This one is conjugate hyperbola. This one is conjugate hyperbola. So in these three we have some relation such that there is only difference in constant term. Okay, terms of x square is same, terms of y square is same, there is only difference in constant term. And also now if you are adding the constant term of hyperbola and constant term of conjugate hyperbola, then always you will get twice of pair of asymptotes. Okay, in general, for general hyperbola, okay, remember that in equation of hyperbola, pair of asymptotes and conjugate hyperbola, there is only difference in constant term, all terms will be remain same. Now general hyperbola is ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. This is the equation of hyperbola. Then if you want to write the pair of asymptotes, so all these terms remain same, only just change the constant term. Okay, there is only change in constant term, all other term will be remain same. Okay, and if you want to write conjugate hyperbola, okay, ch, then again these terms remain same, only there is a change in constant term, c double dash. And always we have a relation between c dash and c double dash. That relation is c plus c double dash is equals to twice of c dash. It means sum of constant term of hyperbola and conjugate hyperbola is always twice the constant term of pair of asymptotes. It means these will be in AP. Okay na? These are always will be in AP, c dash and c double dash. Okay, Kanaraf? So asymptotes for the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1 is y equals to plus minus b by ax. We have two asymptotes. Okay. Okay, write a question. Find equation of hyperbola whose asymptotes are 2x plus 3y plus 3 equals to 0 and 3x plus 4y plus 5 equal to 0. Okay, and which pass through point 1 comma minus 1. Also write equation of its conjugate hyperbola and find its center. Okay, so actually in this question we are taking all the theories related to asymptotes. Okay, now see what we want. Pair of asymptotes are given. 2x plus 3y plus 3 equals to 0 and 3x plus 4y plus 5 equals to 0, and we want equation of the hyperbola whose asymptotes are given and which pass through point 1 comma minus 1. Okay, first if pair of asymptotes are given, then I can find the both equation of asymptotes are given, then I can find the pair of asymptotes. Okay, so first find that, because we know one thing now, there is only a change in constant term in the equation of pair of asymptotes and hyperbola. So first pair of asymptotes. Okay, 2x plus 3y plus 3 into 3x plus 4y plus 5 equals to 0. If you multiply them, what you will get? 6x square, 8 and 9, 17xy, 12y square, 10 and 9, 19x, 15 and 12, 27y, 15 equals to 0. This is the pair of asymptote. Now what do you want? We want equation of hyperbola. So hyperbola is, these terms remain same, only we have difference in constant term. So 6x square plus 17xy plus 12y square plus 19x plus 27y and plus c equals to 0. Okay, I am assuming that that constant term is c. Now to get c, we want any one relation. It is given that hyperbola passing through 1 comma minus 1. Put 1 comma minus 1. If you put 1 comma minus 1, you will get value of c. Okay, c. 1, then 6 minus 1. 6, 1 comma minus 1, minus 17, minus 11 and plus 12, plus 1 and 19, 20, 20 minus 27, minus 7 at this side, you will get c equals to 7. Okay, we are getting c equals to 7. Therefore hyperbola is 6x square plus 17xy plus 12y square plus 19x plus 27y plus 7 equals to 0. And if you want conjugate hyperbola, then we know now that sum of the constant term of hyperbola and conjugate hyperbola is always equals to twice of constant term of pair of asymptotes. Constant term of pair of asymptotes is 15, and for this one 7. Suppose constant term in conjugate hyperbola is c dash, so 7 plus c dash must be equals to twice of this one, 30, then c dash is 23. Okay, just simple. So conjugate hyperbola is 6x square plus 17xy plus 12y square plus 19x plus 27y and plus 23 equal to 0. Okay, and next what we want, and also find its center. Okay, center of the hyperbola. Now we can find the center of hyperbola by using these equation. Then how to find? We know we have one point now, that both pair of asymptotes always intersect at center of the hyperbola. So center of hyperbola is point of intersection of these two. Center of hyperbola is equals to point of intersection of asymptotes. If you solve these two equation, and then what you will get, 2x plus 3y plus 3 equals to 0 and 3x plus 4y plus 5 equals to 0. 3 comma minus 1. Okay, if you solve these two equation, you will get point of intersection as 3 comma minus 1. It means center is 3 comma minus 1. Okay. Okay, write down. Okay, can I write? Next questions. A normal is drawn to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1 at P, which meet transverse axis at Z. Okay, if perpendicular from Z on asymptote perpendicular from Z on asymptotes meet it at L, show that LP is parallel to conjugate axis. Okay. So what is the question? A normal is drawn to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1 at any point P which meet the transverse axis at Z. If the perpendicular from Z on asymptotes meet it at L, then show that LP is parallel to conjugate axis. See, question is like this one. Hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, normal is drawn at any point. Suppose I am drawing the normal at this point P, which made the transverse axis in Z. This is the transverse axis, this one is conjugate axis. Okay. If perpendicular from Z on asymptotes, now we are drawing the perpendicular from Z on asymptotes. So we are to draw the perpendicular now at the side or at the side. So I am taking this one, I am taking anyone. Okay. This asymptote is y equals to minus b by ax. Perpendicular from Z on asymptote meet it at L. Now we have to prove that LP is parallel to conjugate axis. It means LP is parallel to y axis. Okay. When the LP will be parallel to y axis if x coordinate is same. If x coordinate of these 2 points is same, then equation of this one is like x equals to something now, it means parallel to y axis. Okay. So P is any point, suppose P is a sec theta comma b tan theta, general point of this hyperbola. Okay na? Okay. Now normal at P. Actually I am drawing the perpendicular from Z on this line na. So we have formula of foot of perpendicular, but to use that formula we want two things. One is the coordinate of Z and equation of this one. Equation of this one already we have. Okay na? This equation is bx plus ay equals to 0. Now I want coordinate of Z. Now to get coordinate of Z, I have to put y equals to 0 in this equation. So first normal at P. Ax by sec theta plus by tan theta equals to a square e square. Okay. If you put y equals to 0, then value of x is, what do you want, z na? For z, just put y equals to 0. If you put y equals to 0, x equals to 1, a cancel out, a e square sec theta comma 0. Okay, this is the coordinate of z. Now foot of perpendicular. Foot of perpendicular from G on bx plus ay equals to 0. Okay, apply the formula. Suppose x coordinate of this one is h and y coordinate is k. Then formula is x, it means h that we want na, h minus x1. x1 is this one, ae square sec theta by a. A is the coefficient of x, b, equals to y minus y1. Here I am assuming y coordinate as k, so k minus y1. y1 is 0. But actually we doesn't want k y coordinate, we want only x coordinate. If this x coordinate is equals to x coordinate of p, a sec theta, then it become, then LP become parallel to y axis. Okay, so I am not writing the formula for y coordinate, I am just want only x coordinate na. Okay, so x minus x1 by b, x it means h because I am assuming h na. Okay, equals to y k minus y1 by b. Okay, b is the coefficient of y. I am not taking that part. Equals to, after that minus, put the point in the equation, put z in this equation. So if you put b at the place of x, a e square sec theta, at the place of y 0. So this one, divide with divide with a square plus b square plus a square. Okay, so now if we solve, h minus a e square sec theta, and here what we have, here we have b square plus a square. This can be written as a square e square. Okay na, this value can be written as a square e square, then e square cancel out, 1a cancel out, minus b by a, 1a cancel out, e square cancel out, minus b by a sec theta, and denominator what we have, b. Multiply b at the side, then you will get h is equals to a e square sec theta minus b square by a sec theta. Okay, I can take common sec theta. If you take common sec theta, then a e square minus b square by a, LCM a, then a square e square minus b square. A square e square is a square plus b square. So a square plus b square cancel out, it remains a square. So what we are getting, sec theta into a square by a sec theta. Then we are getting h equals to a sec theta. If x equals to a sec theta, then I can say that x coordinate is same as x coordinate of p na. So LP is parallel to y axis. So LP is parallel to y axis. Y axis is the conjugate axis na. Okay. 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 Remaining we will take tomorrow.